I just planted my garden. And I'm really excited because I think by the next time that I come online for this show and we start streaming live, that I will have a tomato or two maybe that I could show everyone, I could show off, because I'm really excited. This is my first garden that I've ever really planted in my own house. So we shall see if I have a green thumb or not.
All right. Let's hope for that, right? I know I don't have a green thumb. Do you have a green thumb, Matt?
I do not. All I'll say to you, Lena, is trial and error. Don't get discouraged. It's a tough road you're about to embark on.
Hey, you know, I'll take all the luck I could get.
All right, well, let's move on. All right, everybody, this is Nico with eStreamly, the company to get you live stream and shoppable video on your site, social media, email, SMS, wherever you are, the video is shoppable. I'm here with my great friend Matt from E6 Marketing, the company to get you on QVC and HSN. And today we have a new guest, a permanent new guest. We're super excited about that. That's Lena Moriarty, with the head of marketing at etail, the great company that do some really, really amazing trade shows, one at etail West and one in Boston, and many other things. Check them out if you are curious about how reaching out to retailers and brands. We have a full doc of information today, but before we go there, Matt, why don't you tell us what the show is about?
Lena, thank you very much for being here. Excited for today's conversation. So thank you, everyone, for tuning into the VCommerce podcast. What is video commerce? Well, this is the platform that started with DRTV, direct response television, graduated at Home Shopping, QVC, HSN, and other TV channels, and now it graduated into social commerce. So social media, Instagram, TikTok lives, Facebook lives, all that kind of thing. You could do it on your website. You could do it almost anywhere. It is the quintessential storytelling platform, video commerce. So each week we're here at 11 a.m. Eastern time talking about the top 3 or 4 stories that grabbed our attention this week. And Lena, your story, the big story that you wanted to talk about today is a potential collaboration which could change kind of the entire platform of social commerce.
There are big things that were happening in social commerce this week, Matt and Nico. It has been a wild ride, as we all know. And the one that is at the top of my mind, and I'm pretty sure that the top of everyone's mind, is the Shopify ChatGPT potential collab. I think that there is a storm a brewing, if you will, with the potential for this. So what's happening? I know that everyone knows ChatGPT. It's become a household name, a household item. But what if you could shop directly on the platform, and not just shop, but take it a step further with conversational commerce? Everyone has talked and gone back and forth with ChatGPT, talked, if you will, queried. But what if that chat could give you personalized recommendations for what you're looking for? You could say, this is my style, this is what I'm shopping for, or this is the birthday party I'm going to. And for those that use Perplexity, might be familiar with this kind of integration. Nico, I know that we were talking about that briefly, but could you chime in on how ChatGPT is kind of catching up with Perplexity and what this means for the future of live commerce?
Yeah, I love that. First of all, I'll say that I've been a big Perplexity shopper, surprisingly. I end up shopping on store that I have no idea who they are behind. And I think, Matt, if you remember, we talked about this in the show when Perplexity launched this. I think the week after I was looking for an item that I couldn't find by Google search or on Amazon or anything. And it was like this very unique item that I was trying to figure out how to actually describe it and find it, and it was very hard because I didn't have the right way of saying it. And this is not it's a sport item that I'm not much into the sport. I don't know all the codes and everything. So I started to chat with Perplexity, and I will tell you, it was right spot on. Like the first free recommendation he made was exactly the product I was looking for. It has the right size and everything. It was like just amazing. It was so amazing that at the time, it was Perplexity had made this integration with Shopify, and then I just click, and 2 clicks, the thing was on. I have no idea who was behind, to be frank with you. I don't know what the store was behind and everything. So that is the big concern I had at the time. It's completely depersonal. It's super personalized, ultra personalized, but at the same time, it's completely removing the brand and all those aspects. So I was shopping with someone that I have no clue who was it. I just pretend that I have trust because it's a Shopify brand and he has the Shopify. And then also Perplexity is offering some sort of guarantee that, things were going there. But I think with ChatGPT, it's going to be the same, right? We are already on ChatGPT. We are already interacting every day with it. What is going to be the future of getting that together and make it so simple? I think it's amazing. And, people talk about the future of shopping every time, right? And I wonder, Matt, is the future of shopping that, like, we are just talking to,
Well,
and then
Nicholas, we've talked about like ChatGPT taking over for Google in the search world. So, Lena, you're talking about, having your first tomato, your garden growing tomatoes. The other day, I swear to you, Tuesday, I was with a friend and I was talking about putting flowers around my mailbox. And she said, "Are you on ChatGPT?" As Nicholas knows, I'm not a very high tech person. I'm like, no. She got me on ChatGPT in about 30 seconds. I showed her a picture of my mailbox that I took without any flowers around it. And she created a gorgeous layout around my mailbox, including all the flowers I need to buy. I talked to another friend this morning and I said, "Where do I buy these flowers?" And I'm thinking, can you imagine if I build it on ChatGPT, find the specific flowers I want, and then know exactly where to buy them? That is a one-stop shop situation, creativity-wise and discovery-wise. It could be really, really amazing.
Now, Matt, let's be honest. We know that you're planting flowers on your mailbox just for the Instagram picture. So you don't even have to buy those. You can just post that new picture you just got, right?
Yeah, and you'll go on my Instagram page and see how many posts I've made in my life. But this could be a game changer, Lena. As you were kind of saying, it's not a done deal yet. But where could it go? If ChatGPT keeps taking knocks at Google, this is obviously the next potential showstopper.
Yeah.
Hey, and I think it's heading that way, and I think it's coming quick. And I will say, from what I've seen on Reddit as well, I know that people are doing the behind the scenes research for us on Reddit. They're already seeing codes being implemented behind the scenes of the Shopify merchant integration. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. I find that ChatGPT is more of a household name than Perplexity and has a little bit of extra benefits from navigation and what you're able to do. So I'll pass it to Nico. I know that, Nico, you have a great story for us, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I will head it your way.
One thing I wanted to talk to you about, Matt, was I heard that QVC had some changes, right? And I heard that the QVC space, there has been some movement about bringing on more celebrities. And I know you've been very vocal about this. So I actually want to pass on the baton to you. Like, what is going on?
It's interesting. It's very interesting, and it's kind of out of QVC's wheelhouse. They've never really leaned on celebrity to drive product sales. It's always been about the product itself and the price and the value. This week, Tuesday, John Legend was at QVC. Wednesday, Jesse James Decker was at QVC. And tomorrow, Hillary Duff is at QVC, all selling their own unique brands. John Legend has 15.8 million followers on Instagram. Jesse James Decker, 4.3. Hillary Duff, a whopping 26.8. So John's got a beauty brand. Jesse sold like dinnerware or home decor, plates and glasses and things like that. And Hillary's got a clean home fragrance brand. So these people are major celebrities with major social followings that QVC has put on air on their main channel and on their TikTok shop this week in trying to drive sales. So my question to you, Lena, first is like, you know Hillary Duff. You grew up watching her on Lizzie McGuire. Mm-hmm. The QVC core customer is 50 plus years old, probably more leaning towards 60. I'm not sure she even knows who Hillary Duff is. So the celebrity aspect of it aside, can QVC benefit from Hillary Duff's social following and grow sales through her celebrity?
So I do. I'm a big fan of Hillary Duff. I think that anyone who's in the zillennial generation, that cusp, it naturally gravitates towards celebrities like her, and influencer celebrities, I think, is another big aspect. So what I think QVC is trying to do is take a page out of Duolingo's book, really, and target these niche audiences that don't necessarily align with their current user demographic, but it's their goal user demographic. You know, we would love to get more into that 33 to 37-year-old category and break into that audience, you know, and get more of that shift from those channels, those amazing Instagram followers. How are we getting them on TikTok shopping live with QVC's product that they're putting out there?
And they're already on TikTok, right? I'm assuming those people, right?
Exactly. So it's just about getting that natural, you know, phone movement. We're going to go scroll anyway. How do we get them from Instagram? Because they're promoting the crud out of that live stream, like you said. You know, they're posting about it. They're storing about it. So they're planting those seeds so that when the live shop opens, and we've seen Amazon do this pretty well as well in the coming years, you know, and then those followers are hopefully, even a portion of them, heading to TikTok to shop on QVC is a win, right? That's how I'm seeing it.
It made me think about there's another story that kind of been a little bit the same case, right? Where here we are, we've got this Talk Shop Live that's doing a partnership with Ashbro and Peppa Pig. And what's super interesting with this is that, so you've got those two celebrities, right? One is an influencer, one is actually an actress. And you were the one, Lena, posting about this. But what's super cool about that whole story is, first, it starts with like a very unique episode of Peppa Pig, and then they go and go to live. And this is a partnership with Talk Shop Live and Walmart, but bringing on celebrity to tap into new audience, getting more entertainment is definitely a trend that we're seeing and that people are riding on. So, I mean, this is not something that it's probably working. And Matt, remember, Elton John was doing a show for QVC in December, and I'm assuming it worked. Otherwise, they would not have continued doing it, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, he was on last week. So he was
go.
live broadcasting his second time, and he actually sold the product, his candles, with Harry Slacken last week at 11 a.m. on Saturday, so a week ago. So I will say, Lena, you know, times move quickly. 10, 12 years ago, the Kardashians were on QVC, and they sold fashion brands. The mom was on, and Kim was on, and it did not go anywhere. But that was 10, 12 years ago. Yeah. Today, it's a whole different world with social. So I'm really curious. Like, John Legend's been on QVC for like the last 6 months or so. Jesse James Decker launched this week, and obviously Hillary launches tomorrow. I'm very excited and anxious to learn if it works, if it drives viewership, and in the end, if it drives sales.
Yeah.
Agree. And there's just one more comment on that before I know that we're going to switch gears, but is it just me, or does every celebrity have a product nowadays?
Oh, yeah. Every
celebrity has a product. It's naturally lines up to have them to go on QVC.
I mean, Lena, let's be honest, right? In this world of streaming, how do you make money, right? I mean, it's you can't. It's getting harder and harder to get really monetized for the content you're producing. So you got to figure out a way to leverage your audience, and what a better, greater way of having a product and putting it out there, right? So yeah. I think that's what, you know, is it not like Mr. Beast that makes more money out of the selling chocolate than he's making from the YouTube deal or something? I don't, is it something we talked about, Matt, or maybe I read that?
No, it's product driven and brand driven. I mean, that's the natural element or natural evolution for celebrity. You can't just be an actor anymore or an athlete. You've got to have something else going to keep your name out there.
You need a tequila too, you know, might as well.
Yeah, tequila, I love that.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of innovation and stuff, I wanted to share with you something that I thought was pretty cool is YouTube launching the multi-view. And I don't know if you saw that. Basically, on YouTube TV, and we talked about YouTube TV being like 50% of their audience, you can now have the screen of your TV divided in four to see four streams at the same time. So you can decide how you want that to play out. You can build the layout. We are showcasing that right now on the show. But super interesting that YouTube is going into that. The reason I wanted to bring this on is this week I've been thinking about and talking with different folks about video commerce and this idea of that. once upon a time, live shopping was the show that you had on the background of your in your TV going on, and then you were doing something else. She was doing something else, maybe cooking or maybe taking care of the kids or doing something else. And then at some point, something pick her attention. She go back to the channel, maybe up the volume and then start listening and then shop. Right? With video commerce and live shopping in general, this model is obviously changing because I'm on my phone, I'm on my TikTok, I'm on my Instagram, and I'm swapping. And as I'm swapping, now I'm getting into a show that is kind of interesting. Maybe I tune in, and then I got to get hooked in a very short period of time, maybe 15, 20, 10, 15 seconds. If I'm not hooked, I'm going to swipe. And then what's the likelihood I'm going to go back to it? And so my question to you is that, do you believe that new model of TV shopping, live shopping is a passive consumer? Do we still have an opportunity to have passive consumption into a completely digital world? And if so, how would that look like? I'm curious to hear your thought on that, Lena, because it's kind of a big shift in the industry. And I wonder, to be frank with you, I have been talking to a lot of people this week and trying to say, do you think your shopper is a passive customer? And do you have data? I personally don't have data, but I'm curious to hear your thought on that.
So I think it is such an interesting question because the difference in how you shop via TV versus phone is so apparent, right? Because I do think that something about the scroll does require a more active shopping experience. So I think that it depends on the kind of consumer you are with that. And I think that we'll see a lot of those Gen Alpha and rising generations become more of a passive phone consumer, while you have Gen Z kind of on that cusp of passive phone consumption. We know that TikTok is pushing live. We know that because smaller, more niche creators are using it to grow their platform exponentially with TikTok Shop and putting those products out there. So I think that by promoting live constantly, TikTok is wanting you to become a more passive consumer as well. So, it's a double-edged sword. But I think that there is something about having to be on the phone that does require more active consumption.
Yeah. And Nicholas, we've talked about this for months, you and I, and you dubbed it kind of the second screen, and I am totally in line with the second screen. I sit on the couch, watch television, and scroll, or looking at my social. And the YouTube thing is not really new. They've been doing that for a few years with like friends of mine who have YouTube TV, like put on multiple games at the same time on a given weekend for football or something, and then you just pop the main show or main channel into your main viewership. So the second screen works. Now, the passive TV viewer and the passive social shopper, to your point, Lena, she's different. And how do you engage her, the social shopper that's flipping on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram? Yeah. How do you engage her the way the TV viewer does? In the TV viewer story that I've said before, the average consumer at QVC or HSN or any of the home shopping networks, on average, lasts about 2 minutes. So she flips and she flips and she flips, and then she gets something and she sees the price or sees the product or the story, and she holds, and then she'll move on. But for the social shopper, she spends like 2 seconds before she moves on. And if it's not a great deal or it's a great product she cares about, she's off, she's on. So I think the whole dynamic is very similar, but you got to reposition a brand, reposition a product constantly, always trying to grab that swiper's attention. It's a lot harder than a QVC, like a TV viewer does with traditional home shopping. It's a more aggressive approach, which can be a turnoff for her because she's casual. She's on her couch or in her bed or wherever she's social shopping, and she's just looking for entertainment as much as looking for deals. So I think it's a great conversation. How do you grab the swiper versus the flipper coming from TV to social?
But Matt, is the shopper on QVC a zapper? Is it actually zapping from channel to channel every 2 minutes, or do they have 100% beyond? Okay,
she's not locked in. She is definitely not locked in. She's
flipping
through the channels
with Hillary Duff, with celebrities like Hillary Duff. We'll bring it full circle, right? With influencers, celebrities that are going to make you stop and listen to what they have to say, right?
Well, that's a great call, Lena. So,
right?
See, Hillary is scheduled first up at 10 o'clock Eastern tomorrow morning. So I bet you with all her promotion, the last product in the previous hour and the second product in the 10 a.m. hour will both get a natural lift by just having Hillary Duff at the top of the show. So, and anything that they tease at the top of the hour before Hillary comes on, they'll get a natural lift. So all those things are connected. So if you're getting into video commerce, you got to consider all of this. You got to consider who you're talking to. In the end, consider who your shopper is. Who is she? Giving her the right product in the right way, in the right format, in the right conversational tone to get her to engage and shop immediately in real time.
That's amazing. So, Lena, how do we, like, we're on social media. How do we edit those video like we have to create?
So, ChatGPT is coming for Perplexity. Instagram is coming for TikTok. And anyone who is plugged into the social media space got the alert on their phone this week. How do we edit? Instagram just launched their edits tool. They couldn't come up with a more creative name, I guess not, but it's called Edits. If you haven't checked it out, I would really recommend checking it out. And there's reasons that it's a little bit different than CapCut. It's a little bit less AI heavy and more creative brainstorm heavy. So there's a really organic way to go in and organize thoughts, organize brainstorms and projects, and then take those thoughts and convert them into video. And what they're trying to do is keep users on their platform. We know that is such a big part of the CapCut TikTok partnership coming from their parent company ByteDance. So when Instagram launched Edits, they've waited so long to launch it. We were hoping it was going to be good, and great it is. I would say it is really a fun app to use. If you haven't explored it, check it out. But the real question is, will creators bounce from CapCut, which we've all learned, we've all know, to Instagram Edits? And are they going to start prioritizing creators using Edits? I would assume yes. So we'll see. Do we have to now balance two different editing platforms? That seems really annoying for a lot of creators, I'm sure. So what do you think about that? Nico, you have any initial thoughts?
Well, I never thought about this idea of like your content is going to be prioritized as being produced under Edit versus under CapCut. That is something that is relatively quite interesting. I thought Edit was built because, well, if TikTok ban were to go through at some point, which we still quite don't know, there's still less chance. Biden's also on CapCut, and that was part of the deal to take the whole thing out. So I do believe, if CapCut is no longer there, there will be a wide empty space for all those creators that are creating this content. And guess what? If you have an edit that is made by Meta, and they will probably go to that place. So I think that was the original plan, the original intent. Now, I don't know. I don't know if we need another app, right? Honestly, for video editing, but
they love another app. Everyone loves another app. It's part of the cycle, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, it's been an amazing show. Before we move on, anyone has a special shout out? Maybe Lena, do you have one?
I have a special shout out. I just wanted to say, if you love this conversation, if you're interested in this conversation, or know someone who is absolutely rocking the social media verse, the etail Visionary Awards are now open. So we have relaunched the etail Visionary Awards, which will be celebrating this August at etail Boston. We hope to see everyone there. And what you can do is nominate someone who is excelling in a 360 customer experience, an amazing social media platform, or using AI in a special way. So definitely go and check it out, the etail Visionary Awards. And we hope to see everyone at etail Boston this August. So it's a really great way.
I'm assuming it will be like a small thing with like a glass with their name on it, and
you get a nice award
and deal, right?
Yes, and the winners get 2 free nights hotel at etail Boston.
Oh, so, that's pretty cool. That's
a little shiny stay.
All right, well, great, everyone. This is Nico, and we are here every Friday for on the eStream platform as well as on the Live E-commerce podcast. You can find us out on obviously on Spotify or on Apple, anywhere you like your listening to your podcast. We're also on YouTube. on Facebook, and so many. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks Laura for showing up. Thanks for the unidentified LinkedIn user that commented with us and shared some of his photo. I love that. Thanks everyone for being here. We are here every Friday, and we will see you again next Friday. Matt, Lena,
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Talk soon.